bikes and beer? Oh yeah. Throw in a little bit of history and you've got the Motor City Bike and Brew Tour. Let's go.
A reason why I started here, besides the gorgeous parking lot that we're all in, is the fact that Traffic Jam and Snug and Motor City Brewing Works, at least in the Detroit area, were the first of the small breweries that came back as the craft beer boom started really in this area in the 90s.
They like seeing us out there enjoying the city, so make sure that you let them know that we appreciate them allowing us to share the road with them as well.
Hi Steve, so I'm excited to go on this bike tour today. We're going to learn a bit of brewing history.
And we're going to learn about the post-Prohibition brewing history in Detroit here. And today we're in front of Motor City Brewing Works and Traffic Jam and Snug restaurant, and we're about to leave and go on our route that loops around downtown Detroit.
I'm ready. Let's roll. So we're starting off on Canfield, just pulling out of the parking lot at Traffic Jam and Snug. Now, what you were explaining, the difference between they were a microbrewery as opposed to an official brewery?
Opposed to a brew pub. So in the state of Michigan, you're going to have two main tiers, which is the microbrewery and brewery versus a brew pub. And a brew pub is what Traffic Jam and Snug is. And what they do is they have a liquor license and they're only allowed to produce beer on site and sell it on site. They're not allowed to sell beer through a distributor. In the case of Motor City Brewing Works across the street here, they're a brewery and they can sell beer on site and also sell beer through a distributor and get bottled products out in stores. But as the industry continues to grow, you continue to have more breweries pop up because the consumer is looking for more bottled product for retail. Right where that park is, once stood the Zenda Brewing Company. Zenda Brewing Company was one of 4 Polish breweries that existed in the Hamtramck, edge of Detroit area here. So Hamtramck kind of came up over to here at one point, right?
How experienced of a rider do you recommend you be to come on this tour?
We really designed it for all skill levels. So the idea was we would create a simple 10-mile loop that really anyone, any average adult could bike ride. We wanted to have average folks that maybe don't normally get out and do this pothole have a chance to bike here. All right, keep going, keep going. The first building to my left here, where it says Metro Cold Storage, was at one point the Detroit Brewing Company. And they were in business from 1886 to 1948. And they were originally called the Continental Brewery. And eventually they relocated themselves back over here into Eastern Market and formed the name Detroit Brewing Company. So a lot of people don't realize that this Stroh's ice cream plant once was the Global Brewing Company, which was considered the second largest competitor, or the competitor that actually scared Stroh's in Detroit. And in 1985, across the street there, they finally closed the Stroh's plant. And they were still in business for another 14 years, but they weren't brewing any beer in Detroit at that point.
And what's nice too, the price of admission includes lunch and a beer.
So like our bus tours, we try to make the whole thing all-inclusive so that you can just come out and enjoy the day with us. We don't want you to have to worry about who pays the tab or who tips this guy. We really want to be like, we took care of everything for you.
Come out and enjoy your day. Have fun and relax.
So in the bus tours, it's the same concept. You get on the bus, we go to 3 breweries in 5 hours. You do 3 tours, you have 3 beer tasting sessions, and everything's taken care of for you.
Now we're heading into the Elmwood Cemetery.
And we're gonna go by some grave sites of some former brewers, some famous brewers in the Detroit area here. August Goebel, the founder of Goebel Brewing Company, was born in 1839 and died in 1905. Bernard Stroh Sr. is who founded the Stroh's Brewing Company. And he's buried with his wife at the next stop we're going to go to, and the majority of his family.
This part of the tour alone, it's gorgeous, this little gem that you take us through.
I would say that 90% of the people we've had come on the tours have never been in here, didn't know it really existed, and have told us that they really enjoy this piece of it. Stroh's River Place was formerly the home of Park Davis and Company, and it dates back actually to the early 20th century. brought back to all their glory. That's a big plane. Let me tell you, this is an exclusive tour today.
We arranged that.
Yeah,
You didn't know,
we arranged that. That was all part of the shoot. So they opened this 1.3-mile stretch in. It's not that hard to bike through the center of Detroit. You getting hungry?
I'm thirsty.
You're thirsty?
I'm really thirsty.
So here we're at Grand Trunk Pub, and this is where our lunch stop is for the Motor City Bike and Brew Tours. And we have sandwiches, and we have a round of beer set up for everybody that's with our bike tour, and we kind of got our own section in the back. So.
Very cool. And all included in the price of the bike tour.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
we try to make it all inclusive and make it simple for the riders. Oh, I wish I had my hat on. Oh, my makeup. So a big reason we chose Grand Trunk Pub here is their selection of all Michigan taps. At any time they have around 14 or 15 Michigan
wow.
taps, give or take stuff
Yeah.
being out. And it's a constant rotating tap list. So kind of as the seasons change,
Right.
all these breweries kind of switch out into different beers. And then at the end, everybody will get a voucher, and they use that voucher over at Traffic Jam and Snug Restaurant, and they can get around there too.
Oh,
So
wow.
all that's included in your ticket.
Very cool.
Here's the beer in your bucket.
He's taking us to some really neat places, don't you think?
Absolutely. It's nice to see the way they're cleaning the city up.
We've learned a lot about Detroit that we haven't learned before, and seen a lot of the parts of the city that we haven't seen before. And I've never been through Detroit really by bike, so it's interesting to see.
It's great. We're
It's
having a
fa-
wonderful time.
Yes, it's fantastic. We love being able to come down and learn new things about the city, and this has been just more than we even expected.
Our first time being down on the riverfront and everything, so wanted
Yeah.
to check it out.
Yeah, well, I'm glad he's showing off the best of the city and
Yeah.
how it's biker friendly.
How about cheers?
So I'd like to thank everybody for coming today. This concludes the Motor City Bike and Brew Tour. I'm glad you guys could all come out here. Now I'm gonna give you guys all a voucher, and you guys can all head into Traffic Jam, have a round, we'll all celebrate, relax a bit. But please feel free to jump between the two places and enjoy these two great breweries.
Well, thanks,
So
Steve.
thanks for coming.
I had a lot of fun. You turned me on to biking and brewing as well. Did you guys all have fun? Yeah. Thanks, Steve. Thank you.